still up, you son of a bitch! You're a funny guy, Sally. I like you. That's why I'm gonna kill you last. Remember Sally when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
Hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are in the King Dragon. Yes, Chinese King Dragon. I got this tank just recently because I got a special discount for it, so I bought it for 5,100 gold, which is about 50% of the actual price. I would never consider buying this tank because of the way it looks. It looks horrific, guys. Absolutely sad. I don't know, maybe it's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to my opinion. Type 59, for instance, I have that tank and you can slap camo on it and it looks so much better than King Dragon. It would be nice if Wargaming actually releases King Dragon under normal skin that you can actually put camo on, and I bet you it would look 100 times better than it looks now. However, the only reason I bought it was because I got special discount for it, and because its stats are actually better than the original Type 59. So let's take a look at the stats of this tank quickly. Overall, compared to Type 59, it has the same amount of hit points, it has the exact same mobility, but the camo on it is better than on Type 59. The reload time is slower, but the accuracy is better. It's 0.36 accuracy versus 0.39 on Type 59. It has higher penetration because it has 200 millimeters of penetration on standard rounds versus 181 on Type 59, as well as premium shell pen is higher at 250 than 241. And above all, the alpha on this gun is significantly higher than on Type 59, because we have 390 alpha versus 250. So just because the gun stats are better, it has drawn me to this tank. And honestly, at 5,100 gold, it's not really a bad price to pay for this tank. So I just scooped it up right away and I played a few games in it. And I gotta say, I kind of enjoyed this tank, but for whatever reason, I can't penetrate T-32's hull in it, which beats my mind. How can I not penetrate the hull of T-32 at 200 millimeters of penetration? Anyway, regardless, in this matchup, we're on map Erlenberg. We're a mid-tier. There are two artilleries on each side. And on Erlenberg, as you know, the play has to be really patient. One thing I noticed about this map is if one team pushes early, they usually die. They usually die very quickly. Doesn't matter which side it is. That's why it is safest to stay on your side of the map. Use your light tanks for spotting and beware of artillery. So you've seen me early in game crest that ridge and go on the other side of the ridge. And that's to kind of catch anybody coming in on this side and get an early spot on some of these guys. So basically I got outspotted, so I crested the ridge much quicker. Then I engaged the Pershing while I was sitting behind the house or behind the building over there. But now I realized that we're getting capped out, so I'm making a push here towards the cap to try to clean it up a little bit, especially this guy that's on our side. He went way too far, he overextended, and this is me basically not trusting my light tank, and my light tank would be able to do this job no problem, so I didn't have to do this at all. I didn't get any damage out of it. So here we end the Pershing's life. We actually took most of his health even earlier with really high rolls, over 400 rolls. So at this point I'm trying to lose my sixth sense, looking at shots at Tiger 2 to see if there's anything available. He's thinking about poking, but he's not doing anything, so we're gonna clear I want to get myself more in a safer position. I don't like being in the middle there because there's a lot of crossfire that could happen in between the buildings. So I'm dropping down here. I got spotted in the process, so we're gonna wiggle here so we don't get fired at. I think it's the 87 that spotted us. We're gonna try to get out of the way. The shell whistles past our turret, but now we're unspotted, so we're gonna get back to the top of the ridge or top of the hill over here. And if you pay attention to the other side of the map, the K line, like I mentioned, our team pushed first, we all died. So now the opposition team is on counter-offensive, and basically they're gonna encroach our side. And unfortunately, looking at that side of the map right now, it looks like we won't be able to hold because we have only one tank destroyer that's protecting this side of the map, and there's a lot of Reds coming, and especially a lot of tier 9, very dangerous tier 9 tanks. Object 257, M103, and a Skoda autoloader. So I was thinking about protecting and defending, staying there, getting extra damage, but then I realized if I do that, if I don't succeed, then we lose the control of the map completely. So I decided to make a play. And my only play right here is to engage this T-5041. I know he's firing right now. He's engaging one of our tanks. So he's not paying attention to me. He doesn't know that I'm coming here. So I'm going to try to catch him by surprise. And in the meantime, run into buildings. Yes, guys. This wouldn't be possible without running into buildings. Anyway, so we're going to engage him. He's on a reload. We're going to try to get him out of the game quickly. And we have to. Because like Clone Guy always says, you have to clear at least one side of the map if you want to win the game. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to clear this side of the map. And if I take this guy out, I'm sure there's nothing left on this side but the artillery. So we could probably get the artillery out of the game. And you know how important RD is on a map like this. So we managed to take him out. Now rolling down here, we see the RD sitting in a dip. So we're going to basically use our gun depression, get him out of the game. Boom, we take him out. So we got the game a little bit closer, but unfortunately our tanks are falling fast. And especially if you look at what's happening now, both of our heavy tanks are sitting in the middle of the map, capping. So that doesn't look very good to us. Doesn't look very well. Now I see this waffle, and I have definite advantage over him. The fact that I have pretty decent turret armor. He's gonna have to hit those hatches if he wants to pen me. And I can just poke out here and fire at will. The only problem is that I don't have HE rounds. So after this game I actually loaded a few HE rounds because I found that they would be very useful. Actually, I could have used them in my game before this when it could have been a carry situation, but it wasn't because I failed to penetrate T-32. But anyway, we're gonna try to juice this guy. He's not moving. I don't know why he's not, you know, falling behind the building. Why he's not covering himself. He just lets me, you know, fire at will. So that's what I'm gonna do. One thing I'm worried about here is RD shell hitting me. And my worst fears were gonna come true in a second. Not yet. It's coming. You know it's coming. Because I'm endangering RD right now. He knows I'm heading in his direction. There it is. So I lose, I don't know, over a third of my health from an RD shell. And this was a game changer, guys. I don't want to spoil it for you, but this hit by RD was a game changer. If I had full health at the end of the game, who knows? Who knows? Things might have ended up differently. But anyway, I'm just watching to see if there are any shots on Reds from here. I tried to save the ass of our heavy tank, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. Here I see the RD, so I take a quick shot because why not? Even if I miss, it doesn't matter. So the important thing is I want to approach RD so that he doesn't know where I'm coming from. So you can see me going left, but here I'm going to turn and come back in the same direction so that he turns his gun the other way. He expects me to come from the other way, but yet I'm coming from here. Boom, we take him out. And all of a sudden it's 1v3. So at this point in time I was thinking to myself, we still have 2 tier 9s remaining and a light tank. Light tank might be problematic. depending on how much health he's got. So I'm gonna switch to heat rounds right here because I cannot afford not to pen. And hopefully, if I can catch them one by one, then maybe we will be able to do something still. So I decided to climb up here, get a spot or two to see if these guys are actually coming to get me. I see only one tank capping. I'm not sure which tank it is at this point in time, but I'm assuming it's one of the heavy tanks. That's what I was thinking anyway. So I poke out here, I don't see anything. But then I proximity spot this object 257, and he's only on one hit to me. So I decided to crest over this ridge and just take him out with auto aim. I know I could do this because he was presenting the side, the flat part, and I had heat loaded, so that wouldn't be a problem. Now next step is I need to take out this light tank. He's a threat, so I'm going to charge him really quickly. In the meantime, in a second, you're going to see M103 appears on my back. So I really have to go behind this building here so that M103 doesn't hit me. Now light tank is playing it really smart. He runs off, he doesn't let me hit him, and that's the way to do it. He doesn't throw his tank away, and the RD basically saved the game for this M103, honestly. Well, and a little bit of misplay on my part as well. But basically, I ignored the light tank at this point in time. I can't worry about him because he will be just running off. So I have to focus on this M103. And look what happens here, guys. So I angle my tank slightly. I'm aiming at his lower plate. Boom, it bounces. 250 millimeters of penetration, and it bounces. And then I kind of committed myself too far, and light tank puts a shell into me. I put a shell into M103, but he puts another shell into me. Now I'm kind of changing my focus to light tank because I know he's trying to hit me. And now it's probably unlikely that I can do anything. So the only thing I could do is kind of side scrape behind this building. I need to aim this shot, and unfortunately M103 pulls the trigger earlier than me. And unfortunately, it's a heartbreak. So, couple mistakes I made here at the end of the game. First of all, I should have picked the defensive position where I should have used the building where I could angle and wait for M103 to show up. I was safe from light tank, so the mistake was that I went around the building and I got myself in the open. I should have got them to come to me and ignored the light tank. So I did the right thing by ignoring the light tank. But then I could have played it better against the M103. But that bounce, it changed the game. Well, three things changed the game. First, the RD shell. Second, the light tank, because he didn't let me kill him. He was a distraction. And three was the fact that I bounced that shot. Other than that, this could have been a hell of a carry. It would have been a hell of a carry. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Anyway, guys, I do enjoy this tank. I do recommend it. If you get this on special, I would definitely recommend that you get it. It's a good tank, except for that stupid color. Everything else about this tank is pretty good. And the fact that it cannot penetrate T-32's hull with standard shells, which is mind-blowing. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out Clonkai72 and Got a Dinghy. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.